Hello, everybody, finally, and welcome to our final fan friction of the season. Hopefully this show is live. Hopefully you're actually seeing this because it took us about half an hour to get the show ready. So welcome to the show. We are filming live from Wizard World. Billy, now you can make some noise. And the reason it took so long to get this show on the road is because we're all in the same space. We're trying to get 3 computers on Wi-Fi we don't even know about. It's a little nutty right now, but everyone is here. You're going to see all your favorites from the show right here fighting it out because today the belt is on the line. A certain Brian Hurst has brought the belt to Philly. It will hopefully go home with him again. That's what he hopes. So we'll see what happens here, guys, in just a few moments. We're setting up the final camera, and then here, I'm going to actually just pick this up. Here is our fan cam. Everyone is here. This is our panel, starting panel today. It's a little fuzzy, but you get the idea. So we're all here, guys. We're having a good time, and we're going to get the show on the road. Here's what's going to happen today. We're going to do a tournament of 5 fighters. We're going to take on some speed questions to see who deserves to face Brian, and then Brian will have to defend his belt in a couple of final challenges to see who walks home today with the belt. So without any further ado, let's get started. Today, we are going to start with 3 panelists. Raul, Tom, and Ashley will be starting. I'm going to give them a speed question, and they're going to have to come up with an answer. I'm just going to go to their camera. There they all are. All right. All right. So I'm going to read the question out. You guys hopefully can hear me at home, and then it's going to be a speed round, so they're going to have to shout out their answers. Whoever says it first gets to keep it. If someone says the same answer, otherwise we should be good to go. You've seen the show before. Let's do it with question number 1. We've traveled to be here together in Philadelphia for today's battle, so we would like to know, what is the best road trip movie? Give them a few moments. We're going to give them a little extra time today.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, Vacation, all right.
National Treasure.
Does it have to have the word national?
It does not, although it seems to be going that way.
Stipulation.
It does not. It does seem to be going that way. By the way, someone check our YouTube channel and just make sure everybody's
we're live.
All right, good.
Nice.
I'm glad you all see it.
Nice.
National
Did they have
Treasure.
any suggestions? No?
You're not allowed to help Tom.
No one's helping.
Use the belt. You can do that.
I'm going to go with Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run. All right. So for these, we're going to do, because there's 3 guys, we're going to go back to me for a second. I'm controlling the camera today, so I apologize in advance for those mistakes. We're going to do 30 seconds and then 20 seconds, just like our 3-person fights normally. So here we go. I heard Raul first with National Lampoon's Vacation. Raul, whenever you're ready, time starts when you begin speaking.
Okay, Vacation is one of the greatest road trip movies ever. You can see the interaction between Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo to get his kids to Wally World. They go through a crappy motel. The aunt or grandmother dies they put her in the desert, and then they get to Wally World and they're trying to kill John Candy at the end. That is so great. It's not John Candy. It's the other guy. Yeah, and it's John Candy. Okay, so yeah, greatest movie. They spun on a franchise.
All right. Next, we go to National Treasure with Ashley.
All right, National Treasure is the best road trip movie because, like, there are huge stakes involved. The Declaration of Independence is trying to be stolen by these nefarious people played by Sean Bean. So it's up to Nicolas Cage and crew to rescue it. And so while they're on this trip, to figure out this treasure situation, we get to see a lot of cool historical landmarks, and a lot of fun is had, and there's a lot of high stakes. It's kind of like a PG version of Indiana Jones.
All right, Tom, Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run. So no family trip or any kind of road trip is the same. And the nice thing about Cannonball Run is that we get to see multiple adventures through these different groups who are competing in a race. There's a competition going on. At the same time, they have to get from one location to another, which is across the country. And it has charm. Whereas with Raul's movie, that's my family, so I don't want to watch that movie. They try to get me to like everything. And with National Treasure,
time. All right.
That's all I need to say. So
we're going to go back to Raul. Now, Raul, you have 20 seconds to rebut. It's a little longer than you expect normally for rebuttal. So whenever you're ready, time starts when you begin speaking. 20 seconds.
Yeah, Tom, but the principal foundation of a road trip movie is about family. You see the different dynamics, how Chevy Chase wants to go with his family, and he gets to that goal to go with his family to Wally World. And against Ashley, that's an Indiana Jones ripoff, and Nicolas Cage is not good in it. In Cannibal, what the hell is that? What is the Cannibal?
I love that you guys can look at each other for this. This is making my day. It's fantastic. Okay, National Treasure, Ashley.
All right, Raul, National Lampoon's Vacation ends on such a letdown. They've gone through all of this crap, and then the freaking park is closed. Like, that's ridiculous. And National Treasure, Nicolas Cage is doing a wonderful job. He's supposed to be hammy. He's supposed to be like a weird character. Like, that's just like what he does best. And yeah, what is Cannonball Run? Like, I don't even like know what you're talking about, dude.
That's not my
But they
fault.
go to the rides
Okay.
at the end. Even with the gun, they go to the rides.
All right. I'm going to go to Tom. Tom, you have 20 seconds whenever you're ready.
None of us here came with our family. I rode with Ashley and Joe. You rode with Cal. We probably wanted to take this trip with our family. Road trips are not exclusive to families. National Lampoon's Vacation or National Treasure. I don't even remember yours. Cannonball Run is at least like there's like the best parts of Blues Brothers are in there, where you have all the antics where the cars run.
Well, we're not related, but we're family.
You can't get extra time, Raul, just because you're here.
I want to make a pun.
So here's what we're going to do, guys. So I have to decide the person who did not win this round. They will be eliminated, and then two of the fighters will move on to face another one of our contestants. So before I pick, I'm going to go to the fan cam, which is now on. Right? All right, I'm going to ask Eric Monroe to kind of like look at the wherever that you see the iPhone over there. Hi, Eric. All right, Eric, who would you pick in the battle here? Who did you like the best?
I have to go with Tom.
And what was it about Tom that
I
you
thought
liked?
his arguments were stronger than Ashley and Raul's. Not that Ashley and Raul's were bad, but I thought he made good points against both of their films. And that sealed it for me.
All right, and then Randall, I want the same question from you. Who did you like the most?
I would say it's kind of like, for me, I would say it was between Ashley and Tom. I would lean maybe slightly more toward Tom for rebuttals.
Okay. So it goes back to me to make the final decision. Who was my favorite? I think you all kind of mentioned the road trip. The one thing I would have liked to hear more of was a bit more about where they went. I did hear about the Wally World, but no one really talked about the road trips, where they took the trips to. So for me, I had to kind of decipher like who really sold me best on their vacation. I really like Vacation, but I don't know if it was my favorite argument. I think the person who's going to win this round and move on for sure, I'm going to pick Ashley. I think Ashley had the best overall argument with hers, and I got landmarks. I don't know which landmarks, but I got landmarks. So that for me, Ashley wins. So it comes down between Raul with a National Lampoon's Vacation and Cannonball Run with Tom, and I think I like Tom's point that we didn't all travel here with our families, even though Joe and Ashley are technically married and their family and all that stuff. So I'm going to give the.
Technically proud.
Okay, I guess they are. They are married, so they're family.
I didn't hear her argue that. What does that say?
So they are family. So so I'm going to give the point to Tom, which means Raul, unfortunately, you are eliminated. But please, of course, stay. Don't drive all the way home. Stay here in Philly and help us in the next round. So good job, everybody! Give a round of applause to Raul.
As predictable as always.
It does look like this camera may have frozen.
The fan cam's off, guys.
Actually, the fan cam's on. It's this cam that looks at our contestants. So you guys could, someone who has technical knowledge could really quick check that. All right, perfect. I'm just going to switch to them. We can see them. Perfect. All right, this will be the show of technical difficulties, but then again, every show is a show of technical difficulties. All right, guys, so I have to pick another random name from the two fighters left. We're going to see who we get here. They're going to join Ash and Tom, and that fighter will be Joe Davis. This is husband versus wife here, guys.
I don't want to come between you two guys.
And also Ashley will be fighting. So you can decide who the husband and the wife are. So we're getting ready here for round two. Let's see here. Our round two question. So I met at the con one of my favorite actors yesterday. John Cusack was here. He's pretty cool. He gave fist bumps. I felt pretty happy about that. So, guys, I want to know the question. What is John Cusack's best movie?
Grand Piano.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Say Anything.
All right. Now, I wasn't on me the whole time, so y'all got to watch me do that, but I'm going to put it on them, which hopefully is going to work. There we go. All right, so it was Grand Piano, Hot Tub Time Machine, and I'm sorry.
Say Anything.
Say Anything. All right. So I did hear Tom first, so you will begin. You have 30 seconds whenever you are ready.
Grand Piano is one of the most bottlenecked movies I've ever seen. It portrays Elijah Wood trying to compose his masterpiece. He's been trying to go forever now, and he's never been able to nail this one piece, and he's afraid he will never do it. John Cusack plays an assassin who's determined to get him to play that piece because he's actually a fan of his music. But if he screws a note up, he'll shoot him in the head. It's really good. It has the lesser known from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in it as well.
Awesome. Time. All right, so Ashley, Hot Tub Time Machine, whenever you're ready.
All right, on the surface, Hot Tub Time Machine sounds like a ridiculous premise. A lot of people dismiss it at first, but actually the movie is genuinely funny. And John Cusack's character is the voice of reason in this ridiculous situation where these buddies have gotten together because one of them was feeling suicidal. So like, hey, let's get the boys back together. Let's have that trip again that we always used to do when we were younger. And, you know, things have changed. But then through like this cosmic
time. All right, say anything from Joe, who will say anything. No. Whenever you're ready.
If you pay him enough.
Say Anything is the iconic John Cusack role. When you think of In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel, you think of John Cusack standing in the front yard of the girl's house, holding up the boombox with the car in the background, just trying to get her love. And it's the role that propelled him into this public view that everyone knows who John Cusack is. Your movies, I've never heard of yours, Tom. And you said he's the moral center of that group. He's high on shrooms for like half of that film.
You can still be moral and high. I'm sorry, this isn't.
He just have that film. He's the one that ends up.
Okay, Tom, rebuttal whenever you're ready. 20 seconds.
For both of your films, I feel like this is a movie where, I mean, it's John Cusack being a nice guy. You know what I mean? That's him in every movie. This is something where he's cold, he's calculated, and he has a plan. I would argue with you, the Say Anything is one of the most parody things in the world with the hand. That's the only scene people remember from that thing, and it's beat to death at this point. And
all right, Ashley.
And Say Anything, Lloyd Doppler, the character is like just like a pathetic person. Like he should just like let her go. Like it's dumb. In Hot Tub Time Machine, he is the like the voice of reason in all of these crazy shenanigans, and his character is like, you know, even in among this group is the main character. And then Tom, you talked a little bit more about Elijah Wood than the other.
Time.
No, I didn't.
And then Joe, Say Anything.
You called my John Cusack pathetic. Your John Cusack got stabbed in the freaking eye by his ex-girlfriend before she was even his girlfriend with a fork. He is freaking obsessed with her this whole thing. It's worse than Say Anything because he's an adult pining after some other person, not like a teenager or early 20-something or whatever.
Good job, guys. Round of applause for that. Well done. Very well done. Husband and wife clashing. I love it. All right, guys. So to help me out again, I'm going to go to the gallery here. All right, there's the gallery. Delisha, I need your help. Who did you like the most?
What got me the most was Tom's rebuttal of saying I'm John Cusack's role. He's always being the good guy, but in this one, he got something different. So that's what sold it for me. And I was waiting for someone to point out was actually about him being a stalker. So that I was glad that was brought up. But Tom Williams' rebuttal did it for me. Awesome.
And Cal, you're in the corner of the screen here, but I'd like to get your opinion too. What did you think?
Actually, like I never heard of Tom's movie, but the way he explained it makes me want to see it. So I like how, and plus the rebuttal about the whole parody thing was excellent as well.
All right, so we got 2 votes for Tom. I'm going to go back to me here again. So I got 2 votes for Tom, but I don't like Tom, so I'm not going to pick him. No, I'm kidding.
I'm the Joe Star of this group.
Tom has worked very hard here. That was a really good fight. So for me, my winner is a different person. So I will start with that. My winner is a different person. I think Joe came out of the gate swinging and stayed swinging the whole time. I think he really had the best arguments with Say Anything. Plus, I like how Tom pointed out that it was parodied. I don't think that's a criticism. I think that when you parody something, that's a show that this is the iconic scene. So for me, Joe gets the first point. So Joe is definitely moving on. However, I can't disagree with my panel out here in the crowd. I also think that saying it was parodied was a good play by Tom. I liked his rebuttal. I think he had the second strongest argument. So unfortunately, Ashley, you are eliminated from the fight, but good job. Well done. Tom and Joe in the water. Tom and Joe are moving on, and I gotta tell you,
Team Davis there. They're still in the fight.
I gotta tell you guys, it's about to get messy because I got one more challenger's name here, and that challenger is Kimber. That's right. Let's give it up for Kimber as she makes her way here in her amazing cosplay. They were at the con. Her cosplay is amazing. We loved getting pictures taken with her because we felt like we were cool. So guys, we're going to do question number 3. I'm going to page down here to my next one. All right, question number 3. The camera is on you guys this time so I don't mess up. Michael Rooker is at the convention this weekend, and he's currently known for Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But he's been in numerous films. What is his best performance in a movie? Michael Rooker.
Belko Experiment.
Ooh.
Are you ready to go home, babe?
Yeah, I'm screwed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Any Michael Rooker movie.
I'm horrible at names. I can't know a name.
Michael Rooker was in movies that I can't really tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know, I know him, but I can't recognize a movie because someone's name is in it. I don't.
Yeah, I just can't think.
We just went over this with that Dunham chick.
All right. Well, then I will change it up and say that Joe, no matter what, you get to move on to the next round. So this will be between Kimber and Tom. Just Kimber and Tom. Best movie with an actor named Michael.
That's one of your cheap picks.
Scanning.
Think of a Michael. Then think of a movie with Michael.
I have Michaels and I have movies. I just want to try to find the best one.
They have to be the same movie, so you can't just pick a random Michael, of course, in a random movie.
Do you want me to go first?
Am I going to be really mad at what you pick?
Probably.
As you all know, the speed round is very difficult. You've seen my wonderful answers on fan fights, so you know that this is not easy, especially when you're put on the spot.
You also know relationships are difficult.
Yes.
I would like to point out, I don't mind fighting in this round.
Okay, you want to fight? Give me a Michael, give me a movie.
Michael Shannon in Midnight Special.
Whoa! Michael Shannon in Midnight Special.
Special if I was in there. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Oh, look at that. Brian Hurst just letting everyone know that he's about to be up and about to be challenging everybody.
We all know I'm the worst at speed rounds, so this is no surprise for me.
I'm going to go and talk slowly so she has a couple more seconds.
It's okay. I'll give her a few more.
I am going to pick Michael Meyers from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Nice. So I Married an Axe Murderer.
I'm going to pick Michael Fassbender.
Ooh.
In Days of Future Past.
Okay, very good pick. I would have also not accepted Assassin's Creed. All right, guys. So we have Joe went first. So he's decided to put his chance to stay in on the line. Tom will go second. Kimber, you'll go third. Joe, we're going to start with you. Michael Shannon, Midnight Special. Whenever you're ready, time starts when you start speaking.
Midnight Special is a heartwarming tale in the vein of things like E.T. and stories involving, you know, this weird, quirky alien feel. Michael Shannon plays a father that is just trying to help his son. His son is being abused by a cult. He's trying to get his son where his son needs to be safe and cared for and protected. And it's him putting his own life on the line when this cult is basically getting a manhunt across the country, and then the military wants this kid, and then all these other people want this kid, and it's him and his friend and his
Tom. Meyers and So I Married an Axmer. Remember that we are talking about the film. It's the best film.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I would argue that this is Michael Myers' best film because it has all the elements that we know Michael Myers are, but it's not overdone and boring. It follows a guy who's had a hard time locking down a girlfriend. His parents give him a hard time, and he finally meets someone he really likes. And then things start coming out of the woodwork where it just becomes really weird. And then you find out that she may have been the serial killer this entire time. So it has some of the best elements of Serial Mom.
All right, Kimber, Fassbender from Future Past.
I went with Days of Future Past and Michael Fassbender because he came to mind because he's by far the most interesting and best part of that movie. You get to see him use a bunch of different languages, and you obviously like see his charisma and the development of his interesting character. That movie is also great other than Michael Fassbender. The Quicksilver scene's awesome. I think a lot of people would consider that one of the better X-Men movies. It has replay value, unlike some of the other ones. And I think that a lot of movies have borrowed from that movie.
Time. All right, Joe, 20-second rebuttal, Midnight Special.
Ex-wife traveling from Texas to Florida to try and get him to a safe place. It's got other actors in it that are fantastic, like Adam Driver. The only one of the past ones that has Hugh Jackman actually acting and not grunting and raving.
Time.
I can't remember what yours. Yours was Terminator 2, right? No? Okay, that's what I thought. Days of Future Past, I feel like his language skills are kind of shown off better in First Class. And again, he said everything I need to say about that. What was my movie again?
So I Married an Axmer?
Yeah, it's just really good. It's full of intrigue.
All right, Kimber.
I'm out.
I would argue that Michael Fassbender is the most interesting part of that movie. That's just a matter of taste. Your movie is like a silly comedy that's dated and, in the grand scheme of things, not incredibly important. I don't really know Joe's movie, so I'm just going to keep on Tom. I think that mine's far superior. If you asked everybody in this room which one of those movies that they would want to watch, they would definitely pick Days of Future Past. And Michael Fassbender's better.
All right, guys, round of applause. That was a tough one. That was definitely a tough one. All right, so we're going to pick a winner here, and then the champ is going to make an appearance. So this is for everything. This is who gets to fight for the belt. So first, let me go to the panel. Ashley, you weren't expected to be called on because I know your husband is in the panel. However, Ashley has been a fact checker with us since the beginning, and we know she's unbiased. I would like to get your opinion. Who had the best argument?
It's going to sound really bad that I chose my own husband's argument, but I really honestly thought that he sold like the good qualities of the movie the best, and like Tom kind of gave up in his rebuttal, and I don't think Kimber said enough things about Days of Future Past.
Okay, and then Raul, you're not in camera, so scooch up there real quick. Raul just appears. Raul, I'd like to also get your opinion. You heard the arguments. What was your pick? Who won this round?
Well, I would choose Kimber because in X-Men of Days of Future Past, my name is a big part of the movie. And talking about Michael Shannon against it, the focus is the kid, not Michael Shannon in Midnight Special. And so I'm married on my Axmer. I think I have it on VHS. I never watched it. So,
all right, so you get a point.
But you have it.
So Raul gives a point to Kimber. We got a point to Joe. So it's going to be up to me to decide who moves on. Now, by the way, if you're watching us live at home, you can tweet along with us at This Is Tough. I know I'm not reading tweets, but we'd love to catch up with your tweets later. So if you have a pick for these movies, please hashtag us at This Is Tough on Twitter. We'll check them out later. We look forward to seeing it. So I got to pick a winner. And for me, I think it was risky to jump in with Michael Shannon, Midnight Special, but I think Joe had an advantage because they didn't know his movie well enough. And so he didn't take a lot of knocks. He had some great points. Joe, you are definitely moving on to the finals to face Brian. Well done. So that means I got to eliminate Tom or Kimber. And I think for me, there were two things I wrote down. One is that one movie is forgettable, and one movie is dated. And I think that movie was So I Married an Axe Murderer. I think Kimber gave some excellent points as to why Days of Future Past was a better movie between the two, which means as he zips out of frame, Tom has been eliminated, but give him a round of applause. So that means that our finalists today, inexplicably, Joe Davis has made it to the final round. The man in his first appearance who argued for Star Trek the movie,
We get a
as the
flanking
G-rated
bonus.
movie to make R, has shown that he is still a force to be reckoned with. Well done, Joe. And of course, Kimber. That means, guys, please say hello to the champ, Brian Hurst. Now, you may have never seen it. He's held it up, but guys, he brought the belt with him to Philadelphia. This is our championship belt. It's not super clear at the moment. In fact, I'm going to take that belt for a moment because you know what, Brian? This may not be yours by the end of the day. Here is our championship belt. Brian made this himself for our very first championship last year, and he's held the belt the entire time. He defended it successfully this season. This is his second chance to keep the belt, okay? So someone else, though, may go home with the title. So we are going to get right back into this. We are going to continue. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to do one final question. Someone's going to get eliminated from this round, and then we're going to have two people remaining.
Joe seems like he has something else.
When those two people are left,
shipping it would have been cheaper than taking this trip.
shipping it probably would have been. Yeah, next time just throw it in the mail.
It's
a
light.
lot cheaper.
It's super light. It's cheap.
So someone will get eliminated from this round, and then Brian will face off in a head-to-head best of, I think it was best of 5 challenge to see who wins the title. I think it was 5, but we'll see how many questions I have, and that will determine the winner. So we're going to move the camera back to them. Guys, we're going to do the next question, which is the following. Wizard World is hosting Horror Fest here this year in Philly. So who is the best horror movie scream queen?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Heather Langenkamp.
All right, and that leaves Joe. So far, we have Kimber picking Jamie Lee Curtis.
I have a separate choice.
And we have Heather from Nightmare on Elm Street by Brian. I hope the camera.
Is there a time limit on this?
There's not a time limit.
Is it the actress that I need?
Yeah, the Scream Queen, we want to know the actress. If you know somebody's role and think you can argue it well enough without saying the actress's name, you can give me your role.
I'll choose the character of Kirsty Cotton from Hellraiser.
Cotton from Hellraiser. All right. Then we are going to start with Kimber, who said Jamie Lee Curtis. Whenever you're ready, we have 30 seconds on the clock.
Jamie Lee Curtis is what makes the Halloween movies work. It's her reaction. She seems terrified. She seems believable, like a real person. You can see yourself in her, so that's what makes her effective. You're getting the point of view, like you're feeling what she's feeling in the movie, and I think that's what makes an excellent actress and an excellent scream queen. Those movies would not be the same without her. That's why they had so many with her in them. The series wouldn't be the same without her. She's as iconic as the villain, and that's insanely important.
I can see myself in her. Brian, whenever you're ready.
Activia, man.
Everybody knows Jamie Lee Curtis is iconic, but she's much more a damsel in distress in Halloween. It wasn't until later down in her career she got more into proactive territory, where Heather Langenkamp from the very first Nightmare on Elm Street movie takes control of the situation. She's telling people what to do. She's the one with the plan. She's going to bring Freddy through. She sets the traps. She is a force to be reckoned with. Up there along the lines of Neve Campbell and Sigourney Weaver, I would say, as top-end survivors and takeover.
All right, Joe.
Your characters are relatively attached to the stories they belong to, but they're not. That's not what they're known for. They're known for stuff outside of it. Yours, I don't even. Yeah, but like I can think of 2 other roles that are more iconic for Jamie Lee Curtis, and that's Activia and True Lies, or The Parent Trap, or anything else. She may have like started with Halloween, but she blew up so much harder and has way bigger range than just being a scream queen.
she wouldn't have had any of that if she didn't start out as such a great scream queen. And yeah, those chicks that you're in your movie is badass and empowered, but I think that watching Jamie Lee Curtis being so horrified makes the movie scarier. It's not as scary when you have a badass at the helm who's kicking ass the whole movie. When she's terrified, it's scary.
Brian.
Heather Langenkamp is an icon in her own right. Not only did she come back for all the subsequent best sequels, including Dream Warriors and the turn the whole genre over with New Nightmare, but also she had to go toe-to-toe with the most interesting and different and weird villain of all time. Like, anybody can run from a guy with a knife. This guy's in your dreams. He's taking over reality.
All right, Joe, final thoughts on Christy?
You want to talk about like coming back for the best one? She came back for the one of the worst Hellraisers that is still Clive Barker's favorite of the series. And she is the mastermind and the puppeteer using Pinhead and his powers to get vengeance on her cheating, shitty husband. And it's just, she ends up owning that entire series as opposed to just being some damsel or moving.
She came back for a cash-in.
They all came back for a cash-in.
Well done.
Good job, guys. Well played. Well played.
All right. So this is to determine who will go into the final round. By the way, it's 3 questions, not 5. Because I wrote 3 questions, so it's going to be 3. All right. So we're going to go to the panel out here again. Eric Monroe, I'm going to go back to you. Who did you think had the best argument?
I have to say, Kimber killed it. I think she showed why Jamie Lee is as important as Michael Myers in those films, and I think Brian did well with Heather Langenkamp, but I don't think he made the case that those films need Heather Langenkamp as well as Kimber said.
Awesome.
Hashtag Team Kimber, guys.
I know Kimber's got a lot of support here. Randall, same question. Who did you like the most?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hear all arguments, so I would say just skip down this one.
All right, well, let's go to Delisha and give you a chance to weigh in.
Yeah, because I do not know word. I only know Jamie Lee Curtis from the brother thing, and because you guys talk about it all the time. It was really between Brian and Kimber for me, because they were just going back and forth with great rebuttals and arguments for their character. I honestly just put them for them.
All right, so that's 1.5 for Kimber, 1 for Brian. So guys, I'm gonna go back to me here. I think everybody fought really well in this round, but there's no doubt in my mind that Kimber came to fight because that was a fantastic argument. So no matter what, Kimber definitely moving on. So we got to figure out if she's facing the champ for his own belt or if Joe Davis is going to sneak in here. But I have to say, unfortunately, Joe, I think you spent your entire first argument not even talking about your own pick. So you only really had a very short amount of time to even mention Christy Cotton, whose name I don't even know. So unfortunately, Ashley Lawrence?
Yes.
All right, so Ashley Lawrence did not serve you well today. Unfortunately, Joe, you are eliminated, but you did a great job. Everybody,
She's not there to serve, Jack. She's there to kick ass and take names.
Well, unfortunately, it's about screaming, and I need her to scream a little more. So, guys, that's it. We're doing the final battle, moving them to the middle here, which is perfect. I'm going to, you know what, that's actually fine where it is. We're good. We can hear Tom and Kimber actually froze in the greatest position ever. I got Brian giving a thumbs up and Kimber giving a what up. So hopefully their cameras.
Somebody screen grab that.
So keep an eye on their screen. Let me know when they start moving again. So we're going to do a final 3 questions. I need a little quiet over there. Thank you very much. Guys, we have 3 more questions. These questions will determine the winner. You got to win 2. Hopefully you can. Let me make sure that everybody's moving over there, and it's still not moving because we're on the internet. Internet doesn't like us. They are still frozen. Okay, now they're sort of moving again. Perfect. Okay, they're moving again. We have the same mic. We should be fine. So, okay, we're good. So the next question, guys. Christy Swanson, the original Buffy Summers, is here. I would like to know, who was the best Scooby in the TV show?
What?
Wait, what?
Have you ever seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Neither one of us.
No, we're Christy Swanson Buffy people. We were excited to get a Christy Swanson question.
There's no Christy Swanson question. That's the only thing we all know her from. Sorry, Christy Swanson. Please don't watch this and read it down. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure there's something.
You've never seen. Shame on both of you. I'm taking the belt and going. I think that's what we should do. All right. I will rewrite this question in a moment, and I will ask you the next question and come back to this as I rewrite it in my head. So the next question then will be, let me put it back on them.
I thought you.
Here we go. All right, we're back on them. Ready? Jesse Eisenberg is here at Wizard World, Philadelphia. What is his worst movie? I'm just going to rip this out. There we go. What is Jesse Eisenberg's worst movie? You're probably watching at home going, isn't this?
Yes.
There we go.
Worst movie, right?
Yeah, which is their worst movie, correct?
American Ultra.
All right. American Ultra. And you know what I've noticed, guys? This is, let me just put Kimber and then Brian. This is a championship, right? We're going for a belt. So if we're going for a belt, we got to have some serious questions. That's why this is a trick question. I want to actually know why the movie you have chosen is Jesse Eisenberg's best movie. Because this is a championship, though, I'm still going to give you both 30 seconds and 20 seconds, okay? So you are still going to have the full time. Time will begin for Kimber. BVS, why is it Jesse Eisenberg's best movie?
Okay, so I had a hard time picking this one because I don't think that Jesse Eisenberg is the problem with BVS. So I'm actually glad I get to switch it up. Jesse Eisenberg's performance was totally misunderstood in BVS. He was playing Alexander Luthor Jr., not Lex Luthor. I actually think he was one of the highlights of the movie. He was a better Joker than Jared Leto was. He gave a creepy, weird, out-of-the-box performance that I could get down with, and I thought it was different than anything else we've ever seen him do. He's played some similar characters in the past.
Brian, American Ultra.
American Ultra had so many things going for it. It had a really great cast. Not only did it have Jesse Eisenberg in a really fun performance that kind of played off of his kind of nervous persona and then like twisted. You got to see him be a tough guy and a badass. We got Kristen Stewart, who underrated, like movie full of underrated people. Topher Grace. I miss Topher Grace. I don't care. I'm saying it right now. I miss Topher Grace. Connie Nielsen. And then, again, an original screenplay by Max Landis. And we all know that when things get taken from the writer's perspective, they don't always get translated in the best way.
You'll have 20 seconds, Kimber, whenever you're ready. Again, why BVS is his best performance.
American Ultra is awful for a lot of reasons and has bad actors in it. You're talking about Topher Grace, the dude who ruined the Spider-Man franchise. You're talking about Kristen Stewart, who is infamously bad. And you're talking about Max Landis, who I'm not a fan of personally. And it's just nothing. It's a generic action movie.
All right, and Brian.
The problem with American Ultra is that it was sold that way. Unfortunately, the real movie underneath it is a lot smarter and more clever than that. And like I said, Jesse Eisenberg really gets to give something different than we've seen from him before. He's playing off of his own stereotype. He's trying to transcend and become something a little bit different than what he is in all his other performances. He's doing Max Landis in BVS from their time together on American Ultra.
All right, guys, well done. Well, that's tough. All right, so we're going to go to the audience here and ask Cal for his opinion. Whose argument did you like the better? Again, it's the argument here. Who had the stronger argument?
I feel that Kimber had the better argument because she actually explained Jesse Eisenberg's role, like in the movie and all that. Whereas Brian Lynn did that; he did name like everyone else in the movie, as opposed to focusing on Jesse Eisenberg, which I believe is the question.
All right, and Randall. There you are. Did you listen this time?
Yeah.
I want to get your opinion. Speak up too, so make sure the mic can hear you.
For this round, I would say that Kimber gave the best argument. I thought that, like, I don't know, American Ultra.
Again, not your personal opinion.
Yeah, no. Well, really, I'd probably watch American Ultra before I watch Batman vs Superman again. But even like. Yeah, both of them are horrendous movies. But in terms of like, I think that she gave more towards why he gave a little bit better of a performance than that one.
Okay. Then I guess it's going to come down to me. Do I go with the crowd and pick Kimber, or do I feel that Brian's arguments were a little better on this one? So, it's a good curveball, guys. You handled it really well, so well done for that. When I'm thinking of the arguments, the person for me, they definitely knew their film inside and out, and I think that they gave a really good reason why all of the elements actually came together to make the movie great. It was really close, but Kimber, when you gave me the nuances of his character as Alexander Luthor. I think that was an important distinction. But I don't think you saved the movie enough. Whereas Brian, he definitely knew his movie. He definitely knew the performers in it. He gave me a lot more actors than I expected from American Ultra. So for me, it's extremely close. Brian gets the first point. So well done.
Look at no cheer. Look at that. The crowd falls silent. Thank you kindly.
All right.
I said a lot of people in my argument, you didn't give me the point.
Sometimes it's not how many people you say, but everything that you say with it. But well done. So Brian really wants his belt, but you can tell Team Kimber people are in the house. So Brian definitely would.
At least they have to look me in the eye while they do it now. You know what I mean? Like,
so this
see every one of you guys.
This is it, guys. We are going to find out if Brian can win right here, or if Kimber is going to stay alive with this next question. I do have multiple questions, so we can just throw out the Chrissy Swanson one. Woohoo! But we're going to do this one first. Yeah, I want to do this one just in case. All right, so we're going to do a quick character battle. I would like both of you to choose any character from television or film.
I'm going to take Moriarty from Sherlock.
Moriarty from Sherlock.
Jay Sherman, the critic.
Ooh, the critic. All right. All right. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Here's the question you're about to face. I want you to pitch a Rocky remake with your character playing the title role. So I'd like you to take a few moments, please, and think about this. You have to know Rocky here. I can't wait to hear definitely one of these. But both of them are going to be very interesting. So if you've never seen a character fight before, basically they've taken their character. They're going to have to take out the person they're replacing and come up with a quick pitch. Now, because this is a pitch, I'm going to give them a few more moments. So we're going to say, let's do about a minute for a pitch, and then we'll do 30 seconds for both of them to rebut. So they'll have some time. Guys, you enjoying the fight so far?
Yeah.
So with a show of hands, who thinks Brian's going to win? So Kimber actually had her hand up. Tom has his hand up. So I guess we're going to say who. Oh, and there's Ashley at the end. So I assume everyone else is putting their hands up for Kimber. What do you guys like about Kimber?
She's hot.
She's hot. Okay, that's from Tom.
Sorry.
He's predisposed.
I don't know who Brian.
She's got a boyfriend.
You don't know who Brian's character is. Oh, so
it's obscure.
So Alicia's worried she can't actually gel with the choice. So that's good.
So you're gonna have to tell me.
All right, guys, so we're going to start. I believe I did hear Moriarty first, so I'm going to let Kimber go first. Kimber, are you ready?
Sure.
All right. We're going to get a 1-minute pitch. Try to get in as much as you can. You know what? Actually, let's go 2 minutes. I want to make sure. Is that going to be too much time for you? You have 2 minutes. If you stop early, you stop early. This way you have enough time.
2 minutes, but just let it come out.
So that you can say what you want to say and not feel like you're getting cut off. All right, ready? Whenever you're ready, begin.
Sure, I think it'd be really interesting to take Moriarty, who's a character who's well known for his mental capacities, and make him training physically now and saying what he can do physically. He's certainly one of the most interesting parts of the show. He's got a great actor playing him. I think it would be cool to just see the montage of how you're taking this guy who is so un-Rocky-like and turning him into Rocky. So yeah, I think that would be really the main theme, is taking somebody who's not like a physical character and seeing their transformation into being a fighter. Why would he want to do this? Moriarty likes to be the best. He likes to win. He wants to be the best at everything. So this is just something else that people didn't expect from him, which he's known for being completely unexpected, and that he can conquer and have under his belt, just to have it. He's the type of person who does things because he can, and I think that he could do this. I would certainly watch a movie like this. Even if he, it's Rocky, it doesn't necessarily, it's not about winning the fight, it's about finishing the fight. And I think Moriarty's the type of character who could finish the fight.
Awesome. Great job. Brian, same thing for you. Jay Sherman from The Critic, whenever you're ready.
Well, let me help out everybody who doesn't know about Jay Sherman. Jay Sherman is an animated film critic. I mean, we'll just assume that we're going to play in a world where he could fight, a person. We'll just lay it like that. But he's a film critic. He's voiced by John Lovitz. Basically a very pretentious, kind of like, it was in the late 90s he was created, so take all the most annoying characteristics of film critics at the time and roll them into one person, plus he is fat. That is part of the joke as well. So the pitch here is that after years and years of Jay Sherman, of the film critic, just shitting all over Sylvester Stallone movies, Sylvester Stallone almost gets nominated. He gets nominated for an Oscar for Rocky Balboa. And basically single-handedly, Jay Sherman destroys his chance at winning the Oscar, and that's how he loses. So we're going to parallel the original Rocky with Sylvester Stallone in the Apollo Creed role and Jay Sherman in the Rocky role. He is going to challenge him to an actual fight because of what he did to his Oscar chances. So now we get to see Jay Sherman trying to train and be good enough to fight with Rocky. He's going to run the streets of Philadelphia, but, stop every, 3 seconds for a cramp and a wheeze and a and he's going to have a cheesesteak, and then he's going to go up the steps, but he's going to roll back down. You know what I mean? We're going to do classic cartoon stuff with him for that. All the meanwhile, we're going to have Sylvester Stallone just constantly with the human growth hormone. He's going to be the Ivan Drago also of this movie. We're going to double up. We're going to mix all our Rocky movies together. So then in the final act, when the fight is actually supposed to happen, when Sylvester Stallone goes to punch Jay Sherman, his hand gets enveloped in the blubber of the stomach, and then Sylvester Stallone's old hand turns to powder and just disintegrates because of all the chemicals in his system. And so he gets the Rocky 2 ending. He actually gets to win the fight by DQ.
All right. Well done, Brian. So Kimber, take a second. I'm going to give you about a minute to rebut. So feel free to get in as much as you can there, and let me know when you're ready.
Sure. I think that we've seen a lot of movies that are about a fat guy working out and trying to fight and stuff, and being goofy and doing Paul Blart Mall Cop stuff and his montage. But I don't think that we have seen a movie that's about a super genius villain who now wants to also destroy people physically, hand-to-hand combat style. I think that my idea is way more out of the box. His idea doesn't have to be branded with his thing to make sense with what he's pitching. It's kind of a generic idea. I think that mine was a different type of story that we haven't seen before, thusly making it more interesting.
Brian.
I actually think we have seen what Kimber's pitching because they did it in Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes movies. And I've actually also seen it in multiple martial arts films where a master is so smart and so good at what they do, they think out their moves in advance and play it out like a Sherlock would, like the show. I think that there's a lot of fun to be had here. I always like a good, the thing about The Critic is it was a show way ahead of its time. It could still run today with the way movie culture is. It informed the way I look at movies, and I think that it really could still have a place. And this is a really funny way to poke fun at the way big budget franchises keep coming back from the dead, and also Sylvester Stallone actually being a bag of leathery sawdust.
All right, time. Hit the bell for me, just so we can have it. So guys, give him a round of applause.
I know.
Pitches are never easy, especially when you're coming on the fly. So very good job, guys. I'm going to go back to the gallery here and get some final thoughts from the crowd. Joe Davis in the background there. He's not really in the camera, but believe me, he's there. Step up for a second, Joe. There we go. He's still not. There he is. Joe, I would just like to get your opinion. What did you think of the pitches that you heard?
I was immediately on board with the concept of a critic one, but then Brian went way off kilter and not off kilter in the right way. So I'm more in line with Kimber's.
And he hates Moriarty on Sherlock.
Who?
I also I do. I hate that character so bad.
Nice.
So bad.
You like
but
that?
I think
But despite that,
Okay, that makes sense. Let's see here. I'm going to get Raul's opinion. You heard both of the fights as well. Which did you like the most?
Yeah, can you repeat the question?
The question is, pitch a Rocky remake with your character playing the title role.
Because that's the thing that confuses me with Brian. Because he went full meta instead of doing a full remake.
That's true. He's not wrong.
That's true.
Right.
He's not
And
wrong.
so that's why I choose Kimber, because Brian focused a lot on the meta comedy instead of doing a straight remake.
To be fair, it's a pitch. You know what I mean?
I
was
know it's
pitching.
a pitch, but that's why I choose Kimber, because you said a remake, not going meta.
Can a remake not go meta?
I mean,
So the remake,
it's
of
a
course, could
reboot
go-
cool.
It could go meta, of course, but
I mean, technically Creed's a remake.
I got 2 more votes for Kimber, and I think that the internet might be a little upset if 2 times in a row I go and pick Brian. But I happen to agree with our panel in the crowd today. I do think I actually wrote down it's a Metacritic. So I actually agree.
Thank you for giving my movie its title.
I agree, but I also I agree. I think the story more of a story to Brian's. I think that I like the way I think Kimber thought out her argument. I agree with her. I think it would be an interesting take. I think the story was a little bit too convoluted in the John Lovitz pitch. So I give the point to Moriarty, which means we are tied.
With your pitch, it stinks.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what he did there.
So that was the goofiest question I have. So we have one final question, guys. This question will determine who wins this belt. There's only one question left. Here we go. Kimber's still in it. The score is tied. The final question is this. Everybody had a chance to walk around Wizard World today. So who was the best actor or actress that appeared at Wizard World?
Billie Piper.
Billie Piper from Doctor Who and others.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany. All right, so we got Billie Piper and Paul Bettany. We are doing 30 and 20. This is for the championship. Kimber, whenever you're ready.
Billie Piper is a fan favorite in a lot of different fandoms because she has had a diverse, rich, and interesting career. Obviously, she's well known from Doctor Who. She plays Rose Tyler, arguably one of the best companions of all time, playing beautifully against David Tennant and Christopher Eccleston. She's also was wonderful on Penny Dreadful. She played a completely different type of character. She was like a bride of Frankenstein, way out of the box. She had a Secret Diary of Call Girl show where she played a hooker.
All right, Brian, Paul Bettany.
I agree that Billie Piper's a good fan choice, and she's good in genre TV shows and things like that. But I think Paul Bettany has shown more acting range as far as being in period pieces, making the transition into action films, also playing smaller side characters. I feel like when you get into a niche like Doctor Who or like a Penny Dreadful, you kind of get locked into a box. And I feel like Paul Bettany has had the kind of career that spans way more of that. I mean, there's just a lot more to it.
Kimber.
There is nothing similar about Penny Dreadful and Doctor Who. One is a family-safe show. The other one is like zombie titties all day. Like, this girl has given her full self to that role. She gets completely naked on her shows. She is a ballsy chick and fantastic actress. Yeah, she does mostly TV, but this is the golden age of TV, and I think she's a wonderful choice, and I stand by it. Paul Bettany's a side actor.
All right, Paul Bettany, final vote.
Paul Bettany is maybe a supporting actor who elevates every piece of work that he's in. And I like Penny Dreadful. I think that's a fine show, but I don't think that anything she's done is up to the level that we've seen from him. I don't want to denigrate TV because you're right about what's going on television right now, but I just feel like we've seen more range from Paul Bettany.
All right, guys, give him a round of applause. That was it. And they're hugging it out. Now, guys, I am not going to go to the crowd for this one because this is the big one. This is the final choice. Someone is about to win this belt. Will it be Brian or will it be Kimber? So I listened to both of the arguments, and I have to say, I got to hear that he was in Doctor Who. I got to hear that he was in Penny Dreadful. She. Sorry, Billy. She. I got to hear zombie titties all day. Now, I'm not saying that that's claim to the judge, but I like that phrase. We're hashtagging that later. Paul Bettany, I heard about his range, but I didn't get any examples of his range.
I was like, wow.
The whole beginning of the argument for him was about Billie Piper and not about Paul Bettany. So in the 20 seconds, I didn't hear enough about the choice. Guys, I think you know what I'm about to say. The belt isn't going back to Ohio. It's going to New York. The champion, the new champion, Kimber Barrett.
Oh, allow me.
Kimber has won.
The champ is here.
She She's taking it home, guys. It's not going back to
I saw
Ohio.
it.
He said he
I
did
told
say
you.
that.
Congratulations, guys. We are so glad that you could join us for this final episode of the season. Congratulations to Kimber. Definitely cheer her on Twitter. Use This Is Tough. We will see you all next season where we're going to return with more great episodes, more great guests. Of course, check out our other shows, the DVD Bunker, hosted by Brian, the no longer champion. Tom
Nice
Now you
shirt.
focus.
Nice shirt.
Tom and
Inaugural champion.
Tom and Kimber, of course, do Odd Shape Panel, and that's a fantastic show. They have their own channel on YouTube as well, so you should definitely subscribe to them as well. You can follow Odd Shape Channel on Twitter, so please check them out. And Ash and Joe Davis do a show called the BFF, which is based on us. There's Joe. Ashley's over there. That is a show based on ours. I can't wait to see what movie they may pick. If we get one more, hopefully we will. So thank you again. Please come back next season. We look forward to seeing you. Hope you had a great show. One more round of applause for Kimber. This is the way we wish we could do it every time because this is awesome. So thank you from Wizard World Philly. We'll see you next time, guys. Fathom out.